What a beauty, this Bandage Van 3 here with another deck profile. This is Ice Barriers. If you don't know what Ice Barriers do, um, it's a semi-lockdown slash semi-swarm deck. Uh, it's not as fast as 6 AM for swarming, definitely, and it's definitely not as fast, not as good of a lockdown as, let's say, Watts. But it's a slow deck, but it works, and it's fun. I mean, it's not like high tier crap, like plants or chaos, whatever. But this is a fun deck. I actually like playing it. People have different opinions on the cards I should use. I say screw them until I actually get uh, enough tries to see which cards work and which cards don't. This is actually a really good build for me right now. Anyway, let's get started. Once again, I'm showing you my amazing mat. Let's get everything we can in here. Lower, I guess. Alright. First thing you need, or at least I put in my deck, 3 strategists. You need 3. Doesn't really work with 2. Definitely doesn't work with 1. Yeah, you need 3. Because they dump your ice barriers, and then you can revive them with anything else, pretty much. And it gets you a draw. I mean, it's not a +1, but it helps you in the long run. 2 defenders. My friend calls him Gay Doggy because, he's like me. Nothing against gays. We just say that as for something that hurts the opponent. Anyway, he's a tuner, and his effect blocks down sometimes. Because with him and strategist, it's pretty much like, oh, you can't attack at all. 2 secret guards. This one is a little iffy for me. If it said any effect monster effect, I'd be like, wow, that's amazing. But it says targeted, so it's like, eh. I mean, Trish can kill it, Black Rose can kill it, but it's still a nice, way to lock down. They can't dad it or anything. 2 Cryomancer. Tried running 3, didn't really work out because he dies without another ice barrier on the field easily. If he's in defense mode, I mean, that's just ew. But he's a level 2 tuner, and he gets out my Brio and DeLorean. 1 Pilgrim of the Ice Barrier. He's actually sort of a tech-ish thing. I leave it in here just in case if they get Gores and then Trish or something like that, and a bunch of other boss monsters and I get him, then I'm just like defense, stall, wait till I get all my shit. Good. Alright. Next thing, 3 Prior. I don't think since this card came out that there's been an Ice Barrier deck without this card. If you don't run this card, I don't know what you're running. You're probably not running Ice Barrier. This card's amazing. He even has a mirror of the Ice Barrier in his picture. That's just amazing. I love that. And he's like a monster reborn. Might as well. I mean, if you can get him from the grave or you normal summon him, it might as well be a monster reborn for this deck. So yeah, you gotta have him. 3 Dice Sojo. Sometimes he can be a burden to my hand. Sometimes he's the best thing I want. It's kind of like a iffy situation. I always try to get him in my grave, because if I get out prior and get him on the field or something like that, then this card can save me a lot. Through Mirror Force, through Dark Hole, etc. Like, I can make my Dark Hole become a Regeki just because of this card. I can, with this card, like, it's in defense mode, they summon a monster, I use Torrential, all their monsters die. And it's such a good, even with, like, Call the Haunted or Safe Zone, it's still a good card. 1 Raiho. He's amazing to get rid of their hand. Everyone tries to kill him first, because when he's on the field, he just screws over the opponent. They really can't do anything about it. If they Veiler it, then woohoo, you use a Veiler on him. And if they, it's just like, It stops a lot of things, so they always try to take this thing out first. Like if they use like frogs or something or monarchs, they try to get rid of that thing. 2 General Gatala. You will want him in the grave. First thing you do is you put him in the grave, then you reborn him with like Prior or something, or just Monster Reborn or something, and then you don't attack with him. You actually wait till he fills up the field from your graveyard, because if they Mirror Force or DP, you're screwed. So just like wait with him, and then you get your lockdown a little faster. I haven't actually tested this out yet because I made a few switches to the deck. Battle Fader, just because I need something to sack, and he stops OTKs. 3 Medallion, pretty much the e-call of this deck. If you don't have medallions, I don't know what you're running, because Ice Barriers depend on this and Prior to make a good deck. Or at least I think so. I'm pretty sure a lot of people agree. 3 Surface. I've seen people run 1, and I'm totally confused why. This card is amazing. It's never a dead card in my hand, because I always have a monster level 3 or lower that's Aqua or whatever. I get Prior. This becomes a Monster Reborn. If I have a dog and some monster on the field, it becomes a lockdown. If I have 2 of these guys and I have 2 Ice Barriers in my graveyard that I can target with it, then it becomes a lockdown as well, or something. You know, it's amazing. It gets past Prior's effect too, and I just love it. Heavy Storm and MST. I only run 1 MST because I think 3 is overkill and 2 is alright, but I just don't have space in it in my deck. Book of Moon because it's a staple. Swords of Revealing Light because he stalls for my lockdown, you know, waits for me to set up. And with DeLorean, it's a pretty good combo because you put it on the field, bounce back to your hand, attack, put it back on the field every turn, you know, piss him off. Dark Hole, staple. Mind Control. Amazing card for this format because of Exceeds for Synchros, just to piss them off because you get their BLS and then you're like, oh, remove itself from play. Troll. So that card's good. 2 Call the Haunted. I've heard people say that 2 is kind of a dead, but with Dice Sojo in my deck, like I run 3 of them, this card does not kill my monster, so it's kind of like a Monster Reborn that just like it's a waste after I use it. You know, it just takes up space in my back row. But then again, I run more spells than I do traps, so it's not much of a burden. Plus, I can always get a Heavy Storm or something. Safe Zone. This card is amazing. It combos so well with this deck. Dice Sojo doesn't. Oh, if you have Dice Sojo, none of your cards die from this card. If you have DeLorean, you can pop all their monsters that are in attack mode like every turn. If they try to attack directly, you use Safe Zone on them, and then you wait till you draw your Dark Hole or something, because they can't attack directly, and they can only be destroyed by my effects. So it's like hypocrisy right there. Dark Bribe. I like it because it stops things, and if they get in their hand and it's a trap or a monster, they really can't use it unless it's something that makes them discard, you know, like Veiler or something. Mirror Force, don't I really need to explain that? Torrential, I already explained the Dice Dojo thing. Solemn Warning, don't need to really explain that. Alright, now for my extra deck, which I need to get, it's not like it's in the making because I really need Trish. Trish is a lot of my deck, and oh my gosh, you know how hard it is to get Trish, right? Don't you? Yeah, you probably do. So we got Stardust, staple, Arcanine Magician because I can just use the dog, a defender, and a strategist to get him out. Black Rose because staple. Ancient Fairy in case I'm versing something with a field spell or something. Wait, do I need... Am I looking at the right extra deck? Crap, I might not actually be looking at the right extra deck. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, I guess I am looking at the right extra deck. Leviathan, I don't know. I just have my guess. Because I need, Trishula. Utopia, oh my gosh. I mind controlled their Thunder King exceed for Utopia, then I can actually use my Dalian. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Utopia. Leviair, I guess the same reason why I have Leviathan in my deck. Mistworm, my temporary Trishula, you know, because level 9, bounces 3 cards. That's still a pretty good advantage right there. Brio, because what would an Ice Barrier deck be without Brio? Then again, what deck is there without Brio or Brio or whatever you want to pronounce it? Because everyone has a different pronunciation for this freaking card. You know. Anyway. Thought Ruler. I don't know why I haven't. Again, this is not that good of an extra deck. 2 DeLorean. I actually only wanted 1 at first, but then I ran 2, and I'm like, yes, this is perfect. I understand why they semi-limited it. This and Safe Zone and Swords of Ruin Light and Prior, actually, because you can special summon Prior, bounce it back to your hand, and then normal summon and get something level 4 or lower from your grave, you know, and then attack, and that's just amazing. Or each turn, just use Prior. It's just, yeah, this card combos so well with Ice Barrier. And then there's Caster, because, you know, it's kind of a staple-ish thing. Gungnir, because he's a nice barrier, and he, like, discards to blow their crap up. So if they have, like, a BLS or something, I just pop it. But it's only, like, once per turn, up to 2 cards, so it's not like Brio, but then again, Brio's just, like, back to the hand, so if they, you know, you have to choose between Brio and this guy, it depends on the situation, like how easily they can get back the monster they want. And also that's not monsters, anything. You get the point. Gotchi. Because I have level 2s, and if I need to stall, I get him out and just start stalling. Alright, and some things I kind of wanted to tech in. One of them actually worked really well. The other one I haven't actually tried yet. Lava Golem and Metal Reflect Slime. Lava Golem because if I get out the dog or Cryomancer with another Ice Barrier on the field, this guy is pretty much just like killing them. It gets rid of 2 of their monsters and they lose life points each turn, so they only have like 8 turns after that to get rid of Lava Golem or get rid of my lockdown. And then again, I haven't tried it, but Metal Reflect Slime, I'm thinking because I need some tributing stuff, and if they get if I give them Lava Golem, I'll just put this on the field, or if they just want to like OTK me with like 2,700 attack monsters like Gorge or something like that, I'd be like, bam, defend me, save me. So yeah, that is my extra deck. Some stuff I want to tech in and stuff, and then I don't know. So far, it's been working more or less. Only problem is you can sometimes have crappy hands. For example, if all you have is Stratus in your hand, he's kind of useless on his own. He needs another Ice Barrier. I mean, he can be put in defense mode because attack and defense are about the same. Still, I worry about him. Other stuff that you really don't want are actually any Ice Barrier on its own. You need another Ice Barrier. They work together. I actually had one time when I first dueled a guy, and I got 3 Dice Sojo in the same hand. I don't know what happened. That was just a huge stack. By the way, do you like my card sleeves? I like them. I don't know if you can see them or not. I'm just gonna like lay them. Yeah, I like these card sleeves. Anyway, sometimes you can get bad hands, but most of the time you can always recover before they actually do anything. The only time I actually lost because of a legit. Like most of the time, it's just because I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm a bad duelist. I'll admit that. I make good decks, but I can't duel them for my life. Actually, I can duel them, but they're not too good. I always get like 1-1 every Lone Star tournament. But when I was versing the guy, it was plants actually. I got him to like 2,000 life points, and then he just like trished me, and I got pissed. Yeah, ironic. A nice barrier killed me. So yeah, pretty much this is a fun deck. The only thing that you can't like revive in here is Battle Fader. Things that kill this deck, Thunder King, because I can't search and I can't special summon. Actually, I can special summon, but that'll risk like blowing up crap. So Thunder King just hates me all over. And things I like to do for mind games and stuff is I get Strat out, I dump the dog, and I draw a card, and then I use Surface, bring back the dog back, defense mode 1600, 600 attack, GG. And if they really piss me off, like they're about to do something next turn, I can just Black Rose right there. And if I don't want a Black Rose, Gungnir. If I don't want a Gungnir, well, what else would I do? I don't know. It's an easy setup, actually. You can do that. Or you can do Cryomancer. Cryomancer works just the same. Secret Guards is more like a mid-game card if you have most of the lockdown already. If you get it in the middle of the game without like any lockdown or anything, this card is pretty much useless. That's something about taking him out, possibly. Pilgrim is a nice stall card. Prior is another funny thing to use, because you'd be like, Strategist, dump Doggy for whatever, then special Prior uses effect, it gets Defender, and yes, I'm allowed to do that. Some people don't know the ruling of Prior. Prior can only non-special summon a 5 or higher when he is special summoned by his effect, like bang, okay? If he's special summoned by like any other means, then I can't, then I can use his level 5 or higher thing. Okay? Just making that clear. Other things I can do to like stall Secret Guards, Prior, Gachi. Yeah. I know, right? Pro. Things I've been seeing is that whenever I have this monster, or like Raiho and Daisojo like this, for some reason they get scared. I don't know why. It's because they can't destroy it with a spell or trap or whatever because of Daisojo, and if they use a monster effect, they have to discard. I guess that scares them. By the way, side this out when you're versing Dark World. Alright, been there, done that. You don't want to do it. So I don't know. It just scares them, I guess, because it locks them down, sort of ish. It's the not so obvious lockdown. Yeah, Gatala. Yep, let's say you have Gatala on the field, right? And they have a monster, which let's say it's I don't know, what would you say it is? Let's say it's Raikou, alright? Obviously, if you're not stupid, you're just gonna wait a turn and then get out Secret Guards in the defense mode, because it can't be targeted by monster effects. Or any answer can't be targeted by monster effects. If they have a huge boss monster out, kill their other monster, and then get out Cryomancer. And get out Cryomancers, or the dog or something, Defender, and it's pretty much a huge gap between these guys, because, like, I mean, Cryomancer isn't the best guy to get out, because he has 0 defense and it's level 4 or higher, so I'd recommend Defender, but Cryomancer can work too. Other situations could be like, oh, you think they have Mirror Force in their background, get Daisojo out. Yeah, so sometimes attacking with him isn't always the best idea. Sometimes you just want to, like, wait. Some funny things to do are, like, if you have him out, they set a monster, and you want to
get out Gatalas for some reason. I don't know why. You just want to. What you do is Prior gets special summoned, then you can sack the both of them for Gatala. Isn't that funny? You just special summon because Prior says you can't special summon 5 or higher this turn, but this guy is normal summoned, so it just totally past that. Then what would you do next turn? Probably like Strat back, or if you have some good back row, you get Prior back in defense mode, wait for the next turn, pop it, get Strat back, blah blah blah. So there's a lot of stuff you can do with that. My favorite situation is what I'm about to show you. You got DeLorean, you have swords on the field, Dark Bribe face down, and 2 safe zones. Why do I say this is a good thing right here? I mean, yeah, this is a bunch of cards. You don't totally need Dark Bribe, but Dark Bribe is just a security. You get them. They have a monster. You safe zone it in attack mode, or you safe zone your own guy, DeLorean, so he can't die by anything like target or whatever. And then if you're attached to them, you bounce it back to your hand. Bounce it back to your hand. He has 3k. You destroy their monster, and now you go attack. Unfortunately, if you have a safe zone against them, you can't do that. But here's most likely what's going to happen. If they do destroy it, for example, like they have a monster that beats it down, bang, it dies, and you forgot to use safe zone. You get Prior, you normal summon him, get a back DeLorean, and then you do the combo again. You'll probably either be with like that situation, or you can have Secret Guards in defense mode and be like, haha. Or you can be a dick and have Gatala out. There's so many ways to just piss off your opponent. And this whole deck can go from losing to winning in a few seconds. Things you have to watch out for are Black Rose, because there is no card in this deck that will save you from Black Rose, except Solemn. I think that's it. Looking. Yeah, there's nothing in this deck except for Solemn. So if you get Black Rose, you're kind of screwed, because in this deck you usually don't have a hand advantage unless your opponent just sucks. You usually have a field advantage, and yeah, if Black Rose is a screw you. Trish kind of screws you because let's say you have the dog and Secret Guards in defense mode. Secret Guard says he can't be targeted by effect monsters, and dog says he can't be destroyed or whatever. Oh, it can be declared an attack against 16 higher defense. They Trish. Trish does not target, so they can be like, get rid of dog, and then attack Secret Guard. That also screws your deck really, really badly. Even if you have a Dice Sojo on the field, he says Speller Traps cannot destroy. Trish doesn't destroy. Black Rose doesn't. Black Rose doesn't target. Or sorry, Black Rose isn't a Speller Trap, so bam, dead. Again, you have to use your Solemn on those guys. Debunk would work too, I guess. Not exactly sure. Starlight Road. If you can put in here a Starlight Road, I guess instead of Battle Fader, or maybe instead of a Call of the Haunted, put a Starlight Road, that'd be great for you. I personally don't, but I'm thinking about doing it. Also, if you get a bad hand in this deck, or like you see like a bunch of traps or spells in your hand or something like that, it's probably because you didn't shuffle well. Always power shuffle with this deck. I am not kidding. Sometimes I end up with like 3 Dice Sojos in my hand, and I'm like, why did that happen? And then another part of me is like, oh, it's because you didn't power shuffle. You just regular shuffled. Because when you go like this, you're actually getting like I'd say about like 8 of the cards at once, and then you just keep them together. But when you power shuffle, bam, 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 you totally separate them. So you watch. You remember how organized my thing was? Because I showed you like all 3, 3, 3. Here's what power shuffling pretty much does to you. I really like these sleeves. I really do. They're just amazing. And I just totally messed up power shuffling because I got too mesmerized by the cards. Alright, let's see what the first hand would be. Medallion, Prior, Call of the Haunted, Medallion, Solemn Warning. That's your first 5 cards right there, and you didn't even draw your other card. What would your other card be? Mirror Force. You think this is a bad hand. Then you see the 2 medallions, and they Call of the Haunted. So here's what you would pretty much do on the first turn. Medallion gets up. Strategist. Then you'll be like Medallion for, let's say, Dai Sojo, because he just happened to be on the bottom of the deck. Dai Sojo goes in the hand, right? And so strat, normal summon strat, strategist effect, dump him, draw another card. And I drew Dark Hole. You'd set your back row, or how many you want. I just go full out sometimes. Sometimes I just wait. You know, maybe I don't want a Solemn there just yet. Maybe I don't want the Mirror Force just yet. But here's what happens. They go their turn, and then I can chain Call the Haunted if I want, now or later. Pretty much it's Dai Sojo. Let's say they MST it. This dies. Dai Sojo doesn't. Why doesn't Dai Sojo die? Because Ice Bears can't be destroyed by spell or traps. It's a trap. It's a trap. So it's safe. If they MST it, they're stupid. If they Heavy Storm it, sure, because those destroy pretty much easily. That's pretty much just a waste. Let's say they attack Strategist. Right now, Mirror Force if I want to, because I want to be a dick. Draw a card. Even right now, like, nothing really you care to. Dai Sojo defense mode. That's about it. Safe zone. I guess you don't want to use Strategist effect because you have Prior. Prior is pretty much the card you want. Strategist attack directly, whatever. They go, I want to be a dick and use Solemn Warning. Draw a card. Now I got Surface in my hand. Now I can use Strategist effect by dumping Prior to draw a card. And if I really want Prior back, I'll just use Surface. Do you see how that works out? I seriously did not plan for all these cards to just show up in my hand, but that's pretty much how you're supposed to think when you're playing Ice Barriers. You have to think 2 things. 1, how can I get it back? And 2, is it really worth it? Well, for me, first, is it really worth it? And 2, can I get it back? Or can I come back if something bad happens, you know? Because, again, you don't want to get rid of one of your cards just by accident. And if they do stop it, then you can continue your plan because, you know, for like Surface, you just help yourself. And yeah, so this deck is about a bunch of stalling. It's not like, you know, Exodia, oh, your turn's taking forever, but it is a lot of waiting. Anyway, this is Banjo's Van 3 here, hoping that you enjoy this deck.